Hello, welcome to the Soulspirational Wellness Center. My name is Tishni Zwicky, and this video is the MiniMe exercise. This is going to be part one of a part two series here. So the MiniMe exercise is simply a way to help activate your third eye, and it simply allows us to get comfortable within our own mind, which is can be a really great and fun place to be. So with that, before we begin, I will almost always suggest that you first follow along the connecting and grounding meditation that I have on the website. Just a nice way to really ground yourself, to really connect above and below so you truly are grounded, especially when we are going to be so much up within our own mind here in a few minutes. If you do not want to take the time to do that, I am going to highly suggest that you take a few minutes in meditation just to kind of breathe, still your mind, still your body, relax, and again, still allow yourself see the connection above and below. Again, before we get into the mind exercise. So this is a really fun exercise. And again, it's a beginner's exercise. Part two is going to take what we learned today, and we're going to go a little further of how we can use this exercise for our own healing. So it's pretty neat. So with that, and you may have seen portions of this, online, on video. It's a really fun exercise, and as a group here at Soulspirational, we have really just continued to expand upon the possibilities with this. So with that, again, let's at least take a couple of nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Allow your body to relax. Again, through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, I always suggest connecting. We're not going to do that. That's not the purpose of this particular video. But please make sure you're connected and grounded for this. So again, this is a third eye exercise. So I'm going to ask for you to close your eyes. And I'm going to ask for you to focus on the third eye, on your mind's eye. So that space between the eyes, between the eyebrows and just slightly above. So you can go ahead and even slightly turn your eyes upwards a little, just so you feel as though you're actually looking at that space. So now, while you are consciously becoming aware of your third eye, I'm going to ask for you to imagine that you are, imagine a little miniature or a miniature version of yourself, very small, a version of yourself that can fit right behind that third eye. So inside your mind, right there by your third eye. So imagine this mini you, again, as it's inside, so directly behind your forehead. Imagine your miniature self is looking out through the forehead. And at this point, I'm going to ask for you to see your forehead, that everything is black at this point. You're just simply facing in that direction. So now that your miniature self is facing towards, looking at your forehead, I'm going to ask that your miniature self, to look down and imagine that there is a control panel in front of your miniature self. So on this control panel, you can see different lights and buttons and levers. So I'm just going to ask for you to direct your miniature self to look down at this control panel and press the light switch that will turn on the interior of the mind. So the entire brain area, your entire head, or at least the top half, will be illuminated. So now that you have turned on the switch for the top of your head, in front of you, as you're still looking at your forehead, you can imagine your forehead is like a screen, a viewing screen. You may see it like a windshield. But again, at this point, we're going to leave that black. For this particular part 1 exercise, we are going to leave the screen darkened for now, because our goal here for this particular exercise is to get comfortable first, being inside of our own mind. So with that, you can see your forehead as your viewing screen or the windshield. You can see your control panel laid out in front of you of your miniature you. So now I would like for you to imagine that just behind your miniature self is a chair. So allow your miniature self just kind of step to the side and take a look at this chair. And I like to see it like the captain's chair of an RV, just something really nice and comfortable. This is your captain's chair. So, you know, some people imagine as though what a chair would be like if they were inside of a spaceship. Whatever you want your chair to be, I'm going to ask for you to imagine that right there with your miniature self, so miniature sized chair for that miniature self, right there by the third eye. So again, if we're facing our forehead, we can see this blackened screen. If we look down, we can see this beautiful control panel with different buttons and levers, etc. And then we see this wonderful captain's chair, our own special miniature chair for miniature you. So take a moment and allow your miniature self to sit in his or her chair. Imagine what it feels like for your miniature self to sit in this chair. Is it nice and firm, or is it soft and cushy? Does it have arms? What does it feel like for your miniature self to sit in the chair? Does your chair swivel? Can you move side to side, or maybe go around in a circle? And if your chair does move all the way around in a complete circle, go ahead and just start spinning in your chair. That's fine. Take a couple spins around, maybe in one direction, and go back the other direction. And then I'd like for you to bring the chair back to where you're facing, looking at your forehead, and just be still for a moment. And again, while you're sitting, your miniature self is sitting in your miniature chair. In front of you, again, you can see your control panel, you can see the darkness of your viewing screen, your windshield, your forehead. So now go ahead and stand up and imagine your miniature self. Imagine your miniature self pushing that chair in underneath the control panel. Just kind of scoot it out of the way. So now that your miniature chair has been scooted in, I'm going to ask for you to stand with your back, your miniature self, to stand with your back to your third eye, to your forehead. So instead of looking out at this darkened screen, now your back is facing your forehead. So when you're standing there, and again, you've already turned on the light switch, so now you can see all the way across to the very back of your head. When you look around, you can even see your ears, the inside, the openings. So look over to the right, look over to the left. And then now what I'm going to ask for you to do is ask your miniature self to start taking a walk just around the very outside part of your mind, the perimeter of your mind, of your head. And it doesn't matter if you start to the right or to the left, just start walking. And then when you get to the point where you're next to one of your ears, you can imagine looking at your ear. This is really fun to do. Kind of get that perspective from your right ear or your left ear's perspective. So maybe take a little glance out there and then continue to walk until you find yourself at the back of your head. Acknowledge the fact once you make it there that you've made it there, and then continue to walk. Stop at the other ear. Take a look outside of that ear. Again, see in your mind's eye what it would look like if your miniature self could climb out your ear. Just gotta take a gander. What's to your left or your right? And then just come right back around, back to the front of your mind with your back towards your forehead. So now that you have just taken a little walk, a little stroll around your mind, now I'm going to ask, and if at any time this is uncomfortable for you, please stop immediately. This is all for your highest, greatest good, but if it doesn't feel that way to you, don't do it. You are really just imagining a smaller version of yourself to simply get comfortable in your own mind. But you know what is right for you. So, okay, so for those that choose, let's go ahead and continue on. So now that you have walked the perimeter of your mind, now I would like for you to do a little jogging. Start jogging around the perimeter of your mind. And just watch your miniature self just light jog. And it's up to you if you want to stop and look out your ears or not. Just kind of jog around the perimeter. And if you want, you can even pick up the pace and maybe run around the perimeter of your mind. Maybe make a lap or two if you feel comfortable in doing so. While I like doing this, while I'm doing this, I like to, once I've got like a nice jog going, then I'll stop, I'll climb and look out my ear, keep going around. Sometimes I'll even see like the openings to my nasal passages, and I'll climb down either one of my nasal passages to the openings just to kind of get the perspective from my nose. Like if I were to just kind of look down my nose, what would I be looking at? So that's kind of fun. So anyway, once you've gone around your mind a time or two, either with this jog or, maybe a little bit of a run, bring yourself back to the third eye area. And then when you get there, again, keep your back to your forehead. And then at this point, I'm going to ask that you walk from the front of your head straight through your mind to the back of your head. And while you're doing this exercise, notice if you're hearing or seeing anything, and if you don't, that's perfectly fine. Some people, they've shared different experiences with me. So you may see or hear something as you're traveling across to the back side of your mind. Whenever you reach the back side of your mind, just simply walk back to your forehead, to the front of your mind. And again, turn your back to your forehead. And then I'm going to have you walk over to either your right ear or your left ear. When you get to whichever ear, I'm going to ask that you walk from that one straight across your mind over to the other ear. Whenever you get there, just simply turn around and walk back to that ear where you started from. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come back to the front of your mind. So you have just walked through your mind front to back and then side to side. So again, it's just a nice way to just start getting us comfortable within this space. We can do this at any time, again, to help activate the third eye. In part two, when I upload that, again, that's going to be where we're really using that screen. The windshield or the viewing screen, however you may perceive that to be. And we're going to go a little deeper with it, where we can send our miniature self to different parts of our body to be healed. So it's a really fascinating follow-up. I hope that you take the time, if you enjoyed this video, that you would take the time to expand upon it, to go into part 2, and again, for your own healing purposes. If you have any questions about this video, or if you have any questions about Reiki or me being a psychic medium, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is info at soulspirational.com, or you can simply go to the website soulspirational.com. Go to our contact page and please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have, and you know, I'm really looking forward to hearing from some of you and to continue to work with you. I really hope that these videos help you out on your journey inward, to really connect with who you are, not just as a physical being, but also as a spiritual being. Again, it's in that space that we can find the answers that we are seeking. So with that, once again, thank you so much for your time this evening. I wish you all the best. Thank you.